We should start recording.
Not yet, because we're gonna start the game at in about
quarter after.
Yeah.
Do we want to label these questions? Like who's gonna read them, or are we just gonna go in host order?
Yeah,
that's fine.
I did flip two of the questions around because they were both similarly themed, so I just wanted to get them together. So I'd rely on the StreamYard window as usual. Hey everybody who's tuned in this morning. Got MuggleCast going on, Quizzitch Live. I'm sure we have some patrons joining us and some non-patrons because Quizzitch Live is open to everybody. So thanks for joining us, everyone. And we're going to wait another 10-ish minutes before actually starting. But we'll start the show in a few minutes. We want to give people time to get ready for Quizzitch Live. But so you need two things this morning. You need this live stream. You're already here, so good job on that. But then you also got to scan this QR code or go to your web browser in another tab or maybe on your phone and go to crowd.live/Muggle or crowd.live and enter code Muggle. And that'll be your gamepad. That's where you're going to answer your questions as they come up. We've got 51 questions for everybody. And we highly recommend keeping your eye on the gamepad because you're going to see the questions and answers come up there first. The stream is going to be delayed, unfortunately, because that's just how things work on the internet. And the faster you answer, the more points you receive. So you'll want to keep an eye on the gamepad first, and then just listen to us here for some fun background commentary that's out of sync with your gamepad.
Oh.
So I see Laura is talking about how we're keeping her busy after she just got back from LeakyCon. Hope you had a great time there, but I'm sorry to hear
testing positive.
You tested positive. Sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling okay.
Positive for fun, hopefully.
I think somebody else. Well, I know somebody else got sick after. It happens at all conferences. All these people converging in one space.
It's kind of it's a risk you accept, right? By going to a con.
Yeah. A risk you accept. I accept.
Yeah. I mean,
risk.
Yeah, we don't have to get into it, but I mean, it's just, I think it's a calculated risk at this point. So I hope you had a good time. And I'm always jealous of people at cons that I see nowadays, particularly Dragon Con, which happens here in Atlanta. Haven't gone the last couple of years, which super bums me out because it's a really, really fun convention. And I'm really hoping that next year I'll feel more comfortable with it. But Dragon Con is like 80,000 people converge on Atlanta, and it's a lot. So I'm just like, yeah, it's not time yet, sadly.
Yeah. Yeah. I went
That's a bummer.
A podcast conference last year in Nashville. And it was the Gaylord in Nashville, and I think all the Gaylords have this. They have this giant atrium in the center of the hotel.
They're beautiful hotels.
Yeah, it's like a Disney World kind of. It's got a river running through it. It's got restaurants and shops and walkways and waterfalls, just beautiful. And but it's enclosed. You're in a giant bubble, and I was there right as Delta. Delta. I almost called it Delta 8. The Delta variant.
The Delta 8 variant.
And I got put in the Delta wing of this hotel. I'm like, that's it. I'm doomed. Didn't seem to catch it. I had a balcony, which was awesome. Everybody here was invited, by the way, but nobody else came. So I had my own lovely room with a balcony, and I was chilling outside in the bubble.
Evil Ringo is saying the Delta 8 variant sounds fun.
Reminds me of Mario Kart 8 with the Infinity. It's like this will be going on forever.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
I see a couple of people in here, Michael and Gianna, asking when we're going to have MuggleCon.
Running conferences is an extremely time-consuming and difficult process.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't envy anybody who does. So
No.
I was just gonna say, have a lot of respect for Melissa and her team because
Same.
yeah.
she does
couldn't.
multiple every year, and it's
Logistics for COVID,
oh
forget about it. Even without COVID, forget about it.
Yeah, especially in this time where it's like, do people want to return to conferences? It seems like people do.
Yeah,
But
they do.
you know, for the past 2 years it was kind of uncertain, I would argue.
Mhm. All right, I think I got everything pictured.
Yeah,
That
so okay, well why don't we start recording and then we can
Okay.
get going on everything. And Eric, I'll bring your video up when
Yeah, let me see.
talk about that. So again, anybody joining us, don't forget, we're doing a live MuggleCast trivia game this morning to celebrate our 17th birthday. And you need up this stream, and then you need up in a separate tab or maybe on your phone, crowd.live/Muggle, or just scan that QR code on the phone. By the way, it has lots of fun sound effects when you play. I didn't know or forgot about that until I was testing a couple things, and they're all delightful. So enjoy. All right, you three recording?
Recording.
How many people are here? Okay, I'm going. Let me get up the dock here.
Oh, there goes the
It's okay. I did pre-record the ads this morning, so we'll just kind of skip over those. I'll wait for Eric to come.
it does make noise.
Isn't it fun?
It's fun. I better not get distracted because then I'll miss my turn to ask a question.
Yeah, I guess people listening live, are the sound effects new? Elliot said registering nearly gave me a heart attack from the volume. I wonder if I can turn those off. I won't because I think they're delightful, but maybe in the future.
You also think minions are delightful, so
What do I know about
They are
delights?
delightful, Laura. Do you not like them?
Thank you.
no.
Oh, I think I heard some of this on Millennial.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Andrew got me to soften my opinion on them, but I'm still not.
As
Not a
she
big
wears
fan.
yellow today.
I know.
All right.
My minions uniform.
Welcome to MuggleCast, your weekly ride into the Wizarding World fandom. I'm Andrew.
I'm Eric.
I'm Micah.
And I'm Laura.
It's our birthday week, and we are hosting our 10th Quizzitch Live, and this one is all about MuggleCast. Quizzitch Live, MuggleCast, a history. So this is a live trivia game we're currently hosting on Saturday morning. We've got about 100 people here hanging out with us, and they're going to play in real time. And those listening right now after Saturday, you can play with us right now. Sorry, I just got a distracting text message. Don't you love when you start a podcast and somebody texts you that somebody died? not major, don't worry.
Oh my
But-
gosh.
So random.
Like, Andrew, you can take care of that. Like, MuggleCast will still be here when you
Yeah,
get
we
back.
can.
No. Somebody like from my past 10 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Andrew, we can vamp over here to give you a minute to
No,
collect yourself.
seriously. I'm
Some-
just like, I look up in the corner, so-and-so died. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's also
Okay.
a very I don't know, it's very direct.
Good morning.
Yeah, not like
so-and-so.
not like a hey testing the waters kind of text before.
Well, what do you? Yeah, fair enough. Hey, are you podcasting right now?
Right. No, my
Okay.
mom has texted me that a number of times actually with that type of information.
Okay, so anyway,
You can try. We can start this all over if you want, Andrew.
no,
Yeah,
it's fine.
we
I got
can.
this. No, we're gonna edit. It's gonna be beautiful.
Okay.
So, by the way, we will be making a special announcement about our plans for the months and years ahead towards the end of today's game. So stay tuned for that later. And speaking of birthday celebrations, we hosted an Instagram Live looking back at the history of the show. So you can check that out on our Instagram, instagram.com/MuggleCast. Don't miss that. That was a lot of fun, right, y'all?
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing that. It was a nice little nostalgic walk down memory lane. And we didn't plan on making it a Q&A, but it kind of became a Q&A. And that was super fun because we got to interact with everybody.
Yeah. So don't miss that on our Instagram. And a reminder to our patrons, don't forget to fill out our physical gift form by Sunday, August 14th. You will not be able to receive your gifts otherwise. And thank you to those who support us on Patreon or support our advertisers. You make running a game like this possible because it costs a little money to buy this quiz software. So we really appreciate everybody's support. So anyway, we are hosting this trivia game this morning. And to those who are tuned in live, you got to load up crowd.live/muggle to play along. Keep an eye on your gamepad. That's where you're going to get all of the questions and answers first. This live stream is going to be a little delayed, so you'll want to keep your eye on the gamepad. It's also very important because the faster you correctly answer each question, the more points you will receive. Yes, already said that. You will have 15 seconds to answer each question. We've got 5 rounds of 10 questions and then 1 bonus question. And new with this Quizzitch Live, on the very last question, you will be able to wager points like in Final Jeopardy.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Aren't you excited, Micah, fellow Jeopardy viewer? Yeah.
I am.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm a little disappointed we're on reruns right now, to be honest with you. But
I am
it's
too.
okay.
Can't wait for a Tournament of Champions later this year. But anyway.
You know what show has never done reruns? MuggleCast.
That's right. We refuse.
Hell or high water. We are here year after year.
So we've got a fun cap on today's episode. And let's talk about the prizes today. Eric, what are the prizes?
Well, we are very excited because this Quizzitch Live was the perfect opportunity for us to declutter our storage units of old MuggleCast merch. Wait, I'll take that again. We are offering vintage MuggleCast merch that was only available during limited time events and very historic events. Please excuse my shoddy tape job if you're watching on video.
Oh my God.
That is amazing.
I didn't know it would look like this close up. I must admit that I'm a little embarrassed. Anyway, you'll notice, there are some real gems in this merch, including the MuggleCast No City is Safe t-shirt that was for a very limited time. It was the 2007 summer tour we've been talking about very recently. That happened 15 years ago. What else happened 15 years ago? Pickle Pack. We have Pickle Pack shirts. There is also some other vintage shirts. A couple of years ago when we first launched our Patreon, our first t-shirts that we offered, the Three Brothers, which is Micah, me, and Andrew as the Three Brothers, and I guess Laura's death. And so we have
that fits.
Signed album art by the 4 of us as well. In fact, I have another one here. This one we wrote, probably not Wizarding World Gold on the bottom. And of course, the MuggleCast tote bag, carrying magic since 2005. So here's how the prizes are going to break down. We are going to have 17 winners.
17. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
One for each year of MuggleCast's life.
That's exactly right, Andrew. So winners in 6th place through 17th place will receive signed album art and a Pickle Pack shirt. Pickle Pack, if you don't know, was our first Patreon, maybe the first Patreon ever type subscription service, where for a single fee, you received a t-shirt and an entire year's worth of video logs and bonus content from MuggleCast. It was Blickles, indeed.
We were so ahead of our time.
We so were, Micah. We so were.
It's true.
Can you imagine if we had patented that idea?
I'm honestly surprised it worked like legally, like the whole subscription thing behind a paywall.
We don't have to get into that.
Anyway.
Yeah, the internet was a different time back then.
Nevertheless, the subscriptions to the original Pickle Pack funded that whole tour, from what I understand. So it was wildly successful. And yes, so that was prizes 6th through 17th. Now, 2nd through 5th place winners are going to receive the t-shirt bundle. All of these vintage t-shirts, including the MuggleCast 15th anniversary with the little crest that I am wearing. I did not have an extra, but you will be getting the vintage t-shirt bundle and the tote bag and the signed album art for being 2nd through 5th place. That's pretty exciting. And for the 1st place winner, you will also get all that stuff. Plus, for you exclusively, we're going to adopt a goat.
For real.
For real.
Yeah, this is legit.
This is legit. You can adopt a goat. You can pay for its care. You can pay for a family to have a goat and receive updates. And we're going to do that for you, the exclusive 1st place winner of MuggleCast Quizzitch Live.
And the reason being is because if you win, naturally, you are the GOAT. So what better way to pay tribute to you?
Oh my gosh. Greatest of all time.
Micah. Beautiful.
Oh, that's so good. I will say the only... do you want to do the thing about international, Andrew?
Oh, yeah. I'll be the bearer of bad news. Sure.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So these prizes will only be going out to those in the United States because it's difficult to get products out to people right now overseas, and it's a lot more expensive. However, if there are any international winners, we will think up a digital prize for you, whether it's you asking us a question and we'll record the answer on video, or we can send you a digital gift card or order something for you through Amazon or something like that. We'll figure it out, but we will get you. However, these prizes that Eric has hung up with lovely Scotch Blue painter's tape cannot be sent out to anybody outside of America. We apologize, but that's just how things are. I'm sorry. We will make it up to you. We can still adopt a goat for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So with that said, let's get going on Quizzitch Live. The first category today is host trivia. Remember, keep an eye on your gamepad primarily because that's where you're going to see the questions and answers come up first. And let's get started. The questions will be coming up first, and after we finish reading the question, the answers will come up. So here we go. First question. This host's home state slogan is wisdom, justice, moderation, which aptly fits their role on MuggleCast. Is it me, Andrew, Eric, Laura, or Micah? Whose home state slogan is wisdom, justice, and moderation?
I think it's their personal mantra, too.
Correct answer is Laura. 58% of participants got that correct.
Today I learned my state's slogan and also have to say it is not an apt description of the state of Georgia.
Oh,
well,
wow.
it's something to aspire to, Laura.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Question 2. This host's first appearance on MuggleCast includes their recounting a recent trip to the dentist. Was it Andrew, Eric, Laura, or Micah? I gotta say, this first round where we ask questions about the hosts, it's so easy to do multiple choice when there are 4 of us and 4 possible answers.
It is. It is indeed.
It's a wonderful time. The correct answer is me, Eric. And it's true. Way back on episode 3, I talk about how my dentist is reading Harry Potter to their kids at night.
Aw.
Beautiful thing.
Question number 3. This former host is still, to this day, backwards compatible with Windows 3.11, 3.11. Is it Kevin, Ben, Jamie, or Mikey B?
Bit of a deep cut here.
Mikey B.
Mikey
How's
B.
he doing?
Good. We tried to have him on for this week's episode, actually, but he couldn't make it. But we'll have him on in the weeks ahead, I hope.
And the correct answer is, of course, Kevin, a long-running joke on the show that he was backwards compatible with Windows 3.0.
I don't even know the source of that joke, how that started, but
I don't know either.
No.
He's a programmer, though, so maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah. All right. Question 4. In 2007, Jamie ordered 5 Big Macs from McDonald's and filmed the experience for listeners. How many full Big Macs did he finish? This was disgusting. I remember this.
Andrew, what is this image? You can do image with questions?
Yes. Oh, this system's very high tech.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you again,
my
patrons.
goodness. Look at him. He's so adorable.
Actually, the first place winner will also get the wrapping that
Oh,
Big Macs gave.
God.
Rappers.
And a French fry from that day, because
We
those
still have
things never deteriorate.
All right. And the answer is he finished 4 Big Macs.
In
And for
one
anyone who
sitting.
watched the video, he was in pain. He was in so much pain. And
So,
Andrew, you were there too, right?
I was sitting right next to him. You can go
Yeah.
on YouTube. Everybody go to YouTube and Google Jamie MuggleCast McDonald's, and you will find a 2-part video series, because back in the day you could only upload 10 minutes at a time on YouTube, so we had to split it into 2. And me and Jamie and one of our friends, Sam, who filmed the whole thing, were sitting there in McDonald's in London, and Jamie did this. It was some challenge he did on the show, and that is a still that you're looking at from that video.
He clearly inspired the movie Super Size Me, too.
Honestly, a really good movie. Okay, so the correct answer was 4. This host conducted 2 MuggleCast Down Under events in Australia in 2007. Was it Jamie, Eric, Ben, or Mikey B? 2 special MuggleCast events in Australia in 2007. Who was it? Correct answer was somebody who spent a lot of time in Australia. It was Eric.
It was me. The video of the Sydney MuggleCast Down Under was, for many years, available on Google Video. But when Google bought YouTube, they got rid of Google Video.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to upload it again. It was one of the only places you could upload, again, 90 minutes of video without having to split it up.
Yeah, that was cool back then.
Then it
was a
just
big deal.
disappeared. But I'll get that back up sometime. It was a good show. Question 6. This host started his MC career by delivering the latest HP news before becoming a full-time host. Was it Conan O'Brien, Seth Meyers, Craig Ferguson, or Micah?
This might
You
be
know,
the
I
toughest question we have today.
I wasn't aware that Conan, Seth, and Craig were on the show at some point.
Oh, they were all... Yeah, it was before your time. Before episode 7 of MuggleCast. Mm-hmm. Of course, the answer was D, Micah.
It's what we call a freebie for everybody.
How many people got it wrong?
5.
Oh,
But I'm sure their fingers slipped, or they just didn't really care about scoring points.
Right.
wow. All right. Question number 7. This host's famous tagline in the early days of MuggleCast originated from his repeated enthusiastic chants of "Yeah, yeah" at our first live podcast. I can't even do it. My voice cracks. Was it Andrew, Ben, Kevin, or Jamie? Who had the infamous "Yeah, yeah" tagline?
Oh, man. We made fun of this for a long time.
Of course, the answer is Andrew.
You're talking like it ended, Laura.
Yeah,
Please.
that's true.
You
Honestly,
gotta-
No,
Yeah,
It hasn't
17
come
years
up in
later.
a while until this moment.
it's peppered. Yeah, I guess. I would
you
love
at
to
least do
retire
one for
this
us?
once and for all. No, I'm done. I'm moving on.
No. Andrew used to say, yeah, yeah. And now he's saying,
no. Yeah. No. That's what 17 years of time does to you.
All right, next question. This host taught English as a second language while living abroad. Was it Andrew? Was it Eric? Was it me, Laura? Or was it Micah? Who taught English as a second language while living abroad?
bit of a 50-50 shot of living abroad.
Yep.
Hmm.
I could see it throwing people off. And of course, it was me. And I think it's pretty obvious. I've talked about it a lot on the show. So
most people did know that. 89% of players did.
Yeah, good job, y'all.
This host first proposed that Universal create a Dumbledore-themed Tower of Terror ride. Was it Andrew, Eric, Laura, or Micah? A ride that, as far as I'm aware, is still not in development at Universal, but personally, I would love to see this come to fruition because they would have to give me a cut because the correct answer is me, Andrew. 83% correctly guessed that right.
Do you think they'll like put a dedication to you outside the ride and there's going to be like a plaque with your picture on it? It's got like a thumbs up.
Yes. And if they don't, I'll just do it myself.
Question 10. Which MuggleCast host does not have a tattoo? This was something recently we talked about on IG Live for those who are watching, and it may give you a clue, if you watch that, particularly towards the end, what the answer might be. Now, this question in particular, there were 2 correct answers, 2 possible answers. It was Andrew and Micah do not have tattoos.
That's right. And don't worry, you only had to select one of them. So still get all your points.
Eric and I are the ones who live dangerously.
We do.
Eric, though, you should show it off, though.
Show it.
Show
it.
It's the
Nice.
mic bolt, everybody. So fading a little. I'm going to get that redetailed. Get a brighter yellow.
Okay, let's look at the rankings real quick. We have Slitherclaw Shell in first place with 889. Then we've got Gryffindor Convert, followed by Lucky Ricochet, then Justin S., followed by Shelbo Baggins. Still anybody's game as we continue here with Quizzitch Live.
I see Kyle is here in 23rd place. Kyle, of course, came up with Quizzitch.
Thank you, Kyle, for giving us permission to use the name.
Thank you again. Every day. What's round 2?
Round 2. Let's give an old scroll down the Google Doc here. It's episode titles.
Oh. Okay.
And I believe Micah will have the first question.
All right. The episode titled Tripping Over Curtains featured our interview with which celebrity? Was it Warwick Davis, Natalia Tena, Rupert Grint, or Jim Dale? Tripping Over Curtains. Who did we interview on that episode?
It's got to be Nat Tena, right? Because Tonks is clumsy.
No, Eric, the correct answer is Jim Dale.
Well, that was my thought process. You know, Tonks always tripping over umbrella stands.
This
It is a good thought.
This is going to be a tricky round, I think. Some of these are not so obvious, I would say.
Yeah.
Jim Dale was a pleasure to meet in person. We all
Yeah.
met him in Dallas, and he's actually still around. I was Googling him the other day when we were putting these questions together.
That's a grim comment.
He's still alive, you guys.
He's in his 80s.
Yeah, okay.
Micah, I wasn't sure if you meant like he's still around as in he's still alive or he's still, you know,
Like an
doing
active
his job.
career.
Making
Like, he still has an
on
active
appearances.
career.
It would have been a lot easier.
Micah said that with like surprise. He's still
He's
around,
still-
guys. Can you believe that?
This man is just completely lovely. I remember when we met him, I got him to sign the Sorcerer's Stone audiobook for my mom because she's a huge fan. And he just spent a few minutes chatting with me and asking me questions about my mom and like who her favorite character, voice, and everything was. And it was very cute. He's delightful.
Okay.
He's 86 for the record. All right.
All right.
All right, next question. Episode 95, Hell Froze Over, is titled that way because why? It's the first episode without Andrew. All the hosts are replaced by Pottercast hosts. Eric hosts for the first time. Or me and Elisa host and no boys were allowed. Why did we call this episode Hell Froze Over? It's because Eric hosted for the first time. I feel like I remember this going fine.
Thank you, Laura.
Was this the Antipodean and Opali episode?
No. Well, I'm not sure. I actually tried to track that one down and couldn't do it. There were a few episodes where that got mentioned, but Andrew's first Andrew-less episode was actually number 43. We titled it Andrew-less.
Most people did not get this one correct. Only 15% of players got this one right.
Stumped everybody.
I would have guessed Andrew didn't host.
Yeah, that's what most people, 55%, did guess. Episode 116, where we analyze Dumbledore's relationship with Harry following Book 7's release, is infamously titled what? Is it Life and Lies, I Am With You, Harry, The Proper Moment, or Pig for Slaughter? This is an episode title I think about quite a bit.
I think it's one of our all-time greats.
Yeah, it's probably on our wall of fame, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Correct answer was Pig for Slaughter. Most people did get that right. Yeah, that was a good episode. And we still fault Dumbledore for that to this day.
Yeah. It was, as I recall, it was immediately after Book 7 and all that. It was our first time looking at Dumbledore really in depth since then. And I think it changed a lot of, well, the book changed a lot of our opinions, but it was kind of amazing to really dive deep into that subject because it was so kind of devastating to go through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Question 14. The title of the first episode to contain a chapter-by-chapter segment is Born with a Skill, Since Before Nam, No Conclusions, or Dumbledore's Bladder. This is way back on episode 31 of MuggleCast. The correct answer was Since Before Nam. This is so funny. During the episode, Andrew's saying that he had last read the books before Nam, so he's very excited to go chapter by chapter.
And are these all actual titles of episodes?
These are actually episodes 31, 35, and yeah, in the 30s. They're all MuggleCast titles.
I never realized we had an episode about Dumbledore's bladder.
Yeah.
We've truly covered everything on this
We have,
podcast.
yeah.
That's the one about the Room of Requirement, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which host's name appears in the most MuggleCast episode titles?
Ooh.
Is it Andrew, Eric, Laura, or Micah? Who has gotten the most royalties from their name being in episode titles? This is a tough one.
This is a really tough one.
I think I know the answer, but
Yeah.
it's got to be Laura.
Congrats.
How do you
Laura.
feel, Laura?
Okay, what I'm confused about is I was off the show for several years.
We're obsessed with you.
Yeah, during that time, we did not name a show after ourselves because, if we're going to do that, it needs to be Laura. Actually, Micah came in second for that one. There's a lot of episodes with Micah's name in the title, but Laura, you still went out.
And I think as time has gone on, we've gotten away from including our own names. We used to do like fun random titles. Now it's like descriptive.
Well, that's because you're an SEO expert.
Yes, I want people to type in some search phrases on Google and find our episodes. And yeah, sorry for being boring.
I will be waiting for my cut.
Okay, let's move on to the next question.
And here we go.
Which of these similarly titled episodes appear closest together? This is going to be a tough one. Was it Better Man and Betting Man Returns, Fired and Laura is Fired, Old School Dumbledore and Old Testament Dumbledore, and Laura's Pants Part 2? I knew Laura's Pants was going to come up today.
This is a very tricky question.
Speaking of episode titles, by the way, featuring Laura's name. Also, that is a typo, Andrew. It is Betting Man, and Betting Man Returns is the...
sorry.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering about that. Betting Man and Betting Man Returns. Correct answer was Betting Man and Betting Man Returns. If you didn't get this one correct, don't sweat it. I didn't know the answer either.
Yeah, most people didn't. It's a very tricky question.
Yeah, episodes. It's episode 130 something and 195 for Betting Man and Betting Man Returns.
Is that a Jamie reference?
Betting Man? No, that's a me reference.
Yeah, he says, if I were a betting man.
Yeah, I would say this and that. Making predictions and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, finish this title. You just got blank. This was episode 140. Maybe I shouldn't have included that in case people Google really quick.
Oh, yeah, no, I think it's cool that it's in there, because how quick can you Google?
Yes, true. Finish this title. You just got blanked. Is it Peeves, McGonagall, Kingslead, or MuggleCasted? The answer is MuggleCasted.
I don't remember what that's about, but
Me
somebody
neither.
got
Neither.
MuggleCasted.
I think it was like a one episode gag, and then we were like, this ain't working.
It didn't catch on like Pickles did.
No. Another tough one. 24% of people got that correct.
Wow.
Like I warned everybody, this is a tricky round
This
for
is
sure.
a slaughter.
It's not going to be
this round is brutal.
Finish this title, everybody, for question 18. Grand Theft blank. It's episode 179. Grand Theft Walrus, Grand Theft Railroad, Grand Theft Dragon, or Grand Theft Accio? What's it gonna be? It is Grand Theft Dragon.
And most people did know this one.
Okay.
Nice.
Well done.
All right. I think people are catching on to the whole finish this title thing.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is now in development.
Ooh.
All right. Complete this title. The Blank King. Episode 280. The Pickle King, the Goat King, the Caption King, or the Crispy King. You know what my vote goes for. And it just happens to be the correct answer. The Goat King. I wonder what we were talking about on that episode.
Can't
Probably
imagine.
Aberforth, maybe.
All right, next question. Finish this title from episode 39. Fluffy and the what? The harpsichord, the poke-flute, the bark of terror, or the trapdoor of doom? Which of these items did we associate with Fluffy in episode 39? Of course, it was the poke-flute. I seem to remember us making a lot of Pokemon references in this episode for some reason, and that's where this came from.
I think across all episodes.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I think
especially once Fantastic Beasts came into the mix.
Oh my god.
Snorlax comparison, I think we made.
Probably.
That is the end of round 2. Let's look at the leaderboard again. We've got Gryffindor Convert in first, followed by Justin S., then Lucky Ricochet, then Shelbo Baggins, followed by Slitherclaw Shell. That's the top 5. But we've got 17 winners today, so lots of opportunities for people to move up and to win prizes. Maybe even win a little bit of Eric's Scotch tape.
If I forget to take a piece off, you all can have it. I'll sign it.
Leave it on there. That'd be funny.
Oh my god.
So this next round is special guests. So this one I think will be a little bit easier for people.
These are the episodes that we tend to recommend on the Wall of Fame. They're not just more memorable because of the guests, but we've had a lot of great conversations with people that actually worked on the films or were involved in some way with the series. So definitely worth having a round dedicated to.
And who's got the first one? Who just went?
I
think you do.
Perfect. Here we go. Which Potter star joined the MuggleCasters on stage in 2011 wearing a vintage MuggleCast t-shirt? Was it Alan Rickman, Chris Rankin, Stanislav Invesky? Oh gosh,
Inevsky.
Inevsky, or Ivana Lynch? Which of these four people appeared on stage with us wearing a MuggleCast t-shirt? This one came up in the Instagram Live the other day. Correct answer, Ivana Lynch, an OG fan of the show. Also a podcaster herself. Check out the Chick Peeps.
Check out Chick Peeps.
And we're on the season finale. Last year, but yeah.
Has it come back since?
Not yet. I don't know if it is. I don't know.
Okay.
But I know Ivana is going to be launching another podcast project.
Ooh. Question 22. Which of these authors have the MuggleCast hosts never formally interviewed in their careers or off the pod? Is it Thomas Taylor, Veronica Roth, Stephanie Meyer, or J.K. Rowling? Which of these authors have we never formally interviewed in our lives? The correct answer is J.K. Rowling.
Most people didn't know this. Well, shit. Yeah. Wrong button. Oh. What did I want to show? This one.
Hey.
Yeah, most people did know that. Good job.
And Andrew, I was trying to find your article where you interviewed Veronica Roth, but it gave me a blocked page on Hypable.
I think the site was down yesterday when we were looking. It was down for a couple days. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I want to check that out.
Or we blocked you from Hypable. One of the two. I can't remember.
Wow. It is worth mentioning too, Andrew, right? You interviewed Stephanie Meyer on MuggleCast.
Yes. We had the Twilight author on MuggleCast when maybe Breaking Dawn was coming out, I think. Veronica Roth, the author of Divergent, that was an interview on Hypable. However, she was actually a MuggleCast listener herself back in the day. And I found this out at a press event where I got to talk to her. So that was a shock.
And then, of course, we very recently spoke with Thomas Taylor.
Yes.
Very recently. Good guy.
Yeah.
OG Philosopher's Stone illustrator. The very first Harry Potter book he illustrated the cover for. Very cool. Great guy.
Which special guest became rather cocky when facing off against me in the Dueling Club segment? Was it David Yates, David Heyman, Ivana Lynch, or Jim Dale? Who became rather cocky when facing off against me in the Dueling Club? Correct answer is producer David Heyman, who we talked about this on the IG Live too, was so much fun to have back on episode 200 of MuggleCast, which at the time we thought was this big like celebratory episode, which of course it was, but we didn't know how many more episodes we were going to do. And just having him on the show, he was supposed to be on for like 15 to 20 minutes. He ended up staying for close to 45. And if folks haven't listened to that episode, I definitely encourage them to check it out. Mm-hmm. Just a huge fan of the series.
Mm-hmm. And it shows in all of those conversations. All right. What character did producer David Heyman select when facing off against Micah in the Dueling Club? Did he choose Snape, Bellatrix, Voldemort, or Lupin? Did David Heyman choose Snape, Bellatrix, Voldemort, or Lupin when facing off against Micah in the Dueling Club? Correct answer, of course, Snape. Great choice, though.
Which I chose Bellatrix, which was, of course, then followed by the infamous line, "Would you like to just admit defeat now?" So that goes to the cockiness that we mentioned in the previous question.
Do you want to admit defeat now? Who ended up winning that? Do you remember, Micah?
I think he did.
Yeah.
We were being nice to our guests.
You got to let the producer win. Yeah,
exactly. Especially if he was well-reasoned, which he was. Okay, so next question. Which illustrator was interviewed on episode 171 of MuggleCast? Was it Mia Foramina, Mary Grand Prix, Eduardo Lima, or Jim Kay? 4. Well, no, these are not all illustrators. 3 important Harry Potter illustrators and 1 audiobook narrator. Oh, no, what a...
No, they're all
I
illustrators.
read
Yeah,
Jim
they're
Kay
all
like Jim
illustrator.
Dale. Never mind. I thought... Okay. Did I say Jim Kay? I hope I did.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you did.
Correct answer was Mary Grand Prix, the illustrator of the U.S. Harry Potter books. That was another great interview.
Question 26. Which special guest did Micah commiserate with about legroom issues on long haul flights? Was it David Yates, Arthur Bowen, James Phelps, or Oliver Phelps? This is going to be a tough one. I'm trying to think if James or Oliver is more likely to complain about legroom versus...
It's got to be
Arthur Bowen.
somebody who's tall. That's
true.
It's kind of a deep cut.
The correct answer was Oliver Phelps. What are the results on that question, Andrew? Hey!
24% guessed Oliver Phelps. Most people thought it would be James. He is quite a complainer, that James, so I can see why you would think that.
Maybe people are just doing what I do on the SATs, and it's just when you don't know, hit C. Because statistically, I heard once that C is the most common answer.
I have heard that, too.
Which Harry Potter composer appeared on MuggleCast episode 170? Was it John Williams, Alexander Desplat, Patrick Doyle, or Nicholas Hooper?
You guys, we've had so many people on our podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Except the author. I think
And
we've
this-
repeated that, though.
Yeah.
And this producer was in his cups, shall we say, when we interviewed him. Patrick Doyle, composer for Goblet of Fire.
Oh, I just Googled defined in his cups. We should have titled the episode that. That would have been a great episode title. I think it's just called Patrick Doyle Interview or something instead.
I know. How boring.
Ugh.
All right. Next question. Which 2 epilogue actors have made appearances on MuggleCast? And I realize there's a name here I'm not sure how to pronounce. Was it Rowan Go to Bed?
Yeah.
Okay. And Will Dunn? Was it Will Dunn and Arthur Bowen? Was it Arthur Bowen and Ellie Darcy Alden? Or was it Ryan Turner and Will Dunn? The answer is Will Dunn and Arthur Bowen.
Now,
Yeah.
Rohan Gotobed, who played the young Sirius Black, actually has been a MuggleCast listener, and yet he hasn't
Yeah.
been on the show. So, I mean,
we
maybe
gotta
we
fix
should think
that.
about if, we need to get him on here. If he's still a listener, I don't know.
He actually, I'm sure he'd love to. He actually just became a theater director, like passed all the
cool.
schooling for that.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be great.
And Will Dunn, I think, just graduated.
Oh, there you
Okay.
So it makes us feel even older. College, that is, I should say.
Next question. Aside from Ivana Lynch, what other Harry Potter actor has appeared on MuggleCast 2 or more times? Is it Rupert Grint, Oliver Phelps, James Phelps, or Warwick Davis? 2 or more times, just like Ivana Lynch. It is a 2-time, you could kind of say, Harry Potter actor himself, Warwick Davis, in that he has played 2 different roles in the Harry Potter movies. And now the last question of the round. Right? Or was that? No, that's right.
That's correct. Yep. Question 30. What up-and-coming actor appeared on episode 129 of MuggleCast to promote their role in the Spiderwick Chronicles? Was it Tom Holland, Jennifer Lawrence, Freddie Highmore, or Andrew Garfield? So thrilled we got to talk to 2 Spider-Men in our potential alternate universe history. The answer was Freddie Highmore.
Yeah, and I remember the movie studio, I think, commissioned MuggleNet to create a Spiderwick Chronicles fan site. because they wanted Spiderwick Chronicles to be the next Harry Potter. Of course, there was a lot of attempts like that, especially back in the day when Harry Potter was hot. And yeah, I hope the studio paid us for that. I can't remember, but I think we did make the site for them, or at least like a mini fan site inside MuggleNet.
I think that's right. Could you change the layout of the Spiderwick Chronicles website, though? I'm wondering.
No, they didn't pay us that much.
Oh, okay.
That was an extra fee.
And there was not a sequel in the Spiderwick Chronicles, right?
Movie-wise, no. That was a book series, though, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
The movie was great. I actually watched it not that long ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they invited us to a screening, MuggleNet.
Yeah.
I think we did some reporting on it. Smart publicists to ask us to do that, but it just didn't take off.
Yeah. It was fun, though.
Okay, so that's the end of round 3. Let's check in on the leaderboard, and lucky Ricochet has ascended to first place. Slitherclaw Shell has moved up as well to second. Gryffindor Convert now at third. Sarah James in fourth. Fifth, Jacob Kowalski himself. Nice.
Wow.
Or, it says just Jacob. Shelbo Baggins, and the list goes on. So the next round is MuggleCast History 101.
So from the sound of things, since this is 101, I'm thinking these questions might be easier for the audience, Andrew?
We'll see. Yeah, I did come up with most of these questions.
Okay.
All right. I feel like a softball here to start things off, right? What year did the show premiere? MuggleCast. 2005, 6, 7, or 8?
Let's see. 17th
We'll see if it's
birthday.
a softball.
Yeah, just do some quick math.
Carry the 1 and subtract.
Divide by 7.
Divide the 7 Horcruxes, or their 8 Horcruxes.
Correct answer, 2005. August 7th, 2005. Tomorrow is our birthday.
Whoop,
officially.
I love it.
All right. What hosts appeared on the very first episode of MuggleCast? This is a throwback. Was it Andrew, Ben, and Laura? Was it Andrew, Ben, and Jamie? Andrew, Ben, and Kevin? Or Andrew, Ben, and Eric?
Who's
I don't know.
Was there another Eric? Okay.
Somebody had some fire whiskey when they were putting these questions.
There's a lot to input, okay?
Yep.
You do a great job.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it is. It's a huge effort for sure. The correct answer was Andrew, Ben, and Kevin, of course, the OG 3 hosts of MuggleCast.
I was still thinking of Kevin when I inputted Eric with a CK.
With a K, yeah.
53% of people got that right. Kind of tough, I guess.
Yeah.
Easy for us to remember, but yeah.
Right.
All right. Let me make sure. Hold on. Okay. What was the name of the joint Harry Potter podcast between MuggleCast and Pottercast that occasionally hosted special episodes? Was it Potter Mug, Leaky Net, or Veritaserum? And the correct answer was Leaky Mug. Yeah, most people got that one right, 74%.
Still one of the most fun names for a team up. Like, it just fit. It seemed to fit.
Yeah.
Leaky Mug.
We were doing
Wasn't there a t-shirt too?
Yeah,
There was t-shirt.
There was a banner, and it was like the cracked mug and then the host jumping out of it.
We printed a giant banner for live events, and then me and John from Pottercast were sharing an apartment for a while, and we had that giant banner hanging up in the apartment.
I love it.
I have that etched in my brain at this point, that poster. But yeah, that was a cool poster designed by Frankie over at Pottercast.
Oh, yeah.
Who was an excellent artist. He's gone on to have a very cool career.
Question 34. What were the first words heard on MuggleCast episode 1, 17 years ago tomorrow? A. Spoiler warning. This podcast discusses Order of the Phoenix. B. Welcome to MuggleCast, a new radio show all about Harry Potter. C, this is MuggleCast, MuggleNet.com's brand new podcasting feature. Or D, Wizard Rock, what's up with that stuff?
What an opening that would have been.
I would love if it opened up like an episode of Seinfeld. Like, yeah, you ever notice?
Little stand-up routine.
Yeah.
What's
Isn't
the
there
deal
like
with
a
Wizard Rock?
Isn't there it's a song, right?
Yeah,
We're
that's
like,
my Wizard Rock.
Wizard Rock.
Exactly. What's up with that stuff? Anderson's here.
Correct answer was, this is MuggleCast, MuggleNet.com's brand new podcasting feature. And then I think it's followed by, if you haven't read Half-Blood Prince, stop listening. Fun stuff.
Seems to be a little bug happening with... People are saying they're showing question 33. Where are you now, though, y'all? The gamepad is going nuts, people are saying. The votes did come in. So I'm confused.
I know you can take questions again. You've done that before.
Yeah.
If we needed to.
Let me just see
So let's
what...
see what we can... I know Meg is playing. I can ask her too.
Just look. Everybody stand by. I'm on 34. People are on 34. Continue answering. Okay, I'm seeing 34. Maybe give it a refresh, y'all. Just refresh your browser, and then you can continue playing.
Do they risk being kicked out?
No. No, because it remembers... Should remember you. David said refreshed and it's good. And again, like, I see close to how many people are playing. Mine says 666 and there's a go flashing across the screen. You're on a very different page, Mr. Elliott. Okay. I don't want to wipe the question because I don't want to lose,
Yeah. So everybody does see, there seems to be a consensus that refreshing worked and they're still seeing 34.
Yeah.
So that will be okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see how the next question goes. Question 35.
Question 35. In what year did MuggleCast initially end before very quickly being resurrected? Oh, that's my 2012, 13, 14, or 15? Was it 2012, 13, 14, or 15?
Micah's playing for the goat, aren't you?
I'm testing it out. I'm making it sure. And the correct answer is 2013.
Can you mute your phone, please?
That's really distracting, Micah.
Aren't those sound effects great?
They're amazing.
Yeah, so this was August 27th. It was the episode All Was Well, and it was episode number 269. That was a big episode.
Well, if we ever end the show in the future, we have to name it Scar. But All Was Well was a really nice title for that episode.
Yeah, it was appropriate.
Yeah.
All right, question 36. What development made MuggleCast pivot from ending the show to continuing Wizarding World coverage? Was it that podcasting experienced a rebirth?
Thanks, Cereal.
Was it the Cursed Child play? Was it launching our Patreon? Or the announcement of the Fantastic Beasts film series? What made us come back? It was the Fantastic Beasts film series. Again, famously, we canceled the show, and then this got announced, and Andrew, Eric, and Micah were like, surprise, we're back.
It was 16 days. MuggleCast was over for 16 days.
Yeah, and as Morgan's pointing out in the chat right now, this was 9 years ago at this point. It'll be 10 years next year since we
And we only
came
got
back.
3 movies.
Yeah. So far.
Under par.
Most people got that right. MuggleCast's first ever live in-person podcast was hosted in New York City the same weekend as what major Potter events? Was it the Half-Blood Prince book release, the Goblet of Fire movie release, the Deathly Hallows book release, or the Order of the Phoenix movie release? Careful with all the words here. Which one was it? Correct answer was Goblet of Fire movie release. Yeah, the movie premiere was happening in New York City, November 2005. We had so many people turn out for the live event. It was amazing. It was more than we anticipated. We had upgraded to a different venue because we started getting a lot of RSVPs. It was at Barnes & Noble in Union Square in New York City. Top floor. They got a great event space up there. Still do. And yeah, it was a really good time.
Okay, question 38. MuggleCast's 2007 post-Deathly Hallows road trip, the No City is Safe tour, took several hosts through all of these cities, except for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Nashville, Tennessee, or St. Louis, Missouri. Which location was not on the No City is Safe tour in 2007? And the correct answer was Nashville. MuggleCast did not visit that great music scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you had to go back, Andrew.
I've got to, yeah, yes.
All right. Which Harry Potter podcast has not featured Eric as a main recurring host? All right. Was it MuggleCast, Hogwarts Radio, Alohomora, or Harry Potter and the Sacred Text?
You guys, I've been a busy boy podcasting for
This
Harry
is
Potter.
what's called a flex.
I'm surprised it got left in, but I did come up with it. Yes, it's true. I have not been a recurring host on Harry Potter and the Sacred Text, but Hogwarts Radio and Alohomora were both very nice podcasts that were a good time to be a part of throughout the years, as well as MuggleCast. I just have so much Harry Potter love to go around, you guys.
Next question. Eric, why have you betrayed us?
That will take a long explanation. If an international winner wants to win and ask that question, I will send a video to you explaining. It's not a betrayal. It's just, I'm so
totally
effusive.
joking.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, I mean, I was on Harry Potter and the Sacred Text.
Wow.
Am I a traitor?
No, but Eric was a host on all these, recurring,
I see.
yeah.
That's true.
All right. Fitting that this one got stuck with me. How many different U.S. presidential administrations has MuggleCast aired during? How long have we been around? How many presidential administrations? Was it 3, 4, 5, or 6?
I found a gray hair the other day.
Yep, me too.
Well, how many administrations are we technically
If it was the same president and same vice president, then it's one administration.
Well, no, I'm saying how many do we actually acknowledge? Because I feel like one is probably the Black family tree where it's like burned off.
So I wish.
We're being very technical about who held the office. And of course, the answer is 4. I understand some people might have chosen 3 to make a statement, but it was technically 4.
What is the how did that come out, Andrew?
That was most people did get that right. 68%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we aired during the Bush administration, the Obama administration, the one after Obama, and now Joe Biden.
All right, well, that's the end of that round. And so, let's look at the rankings again. Lucky Ricochet. I keep saying that strangely. Lucky Ricochet is in first. Then Sarah James. Then Gryffindor Convert. Ali BHE. Shelbo Baggins. Slitherclaw. Angela K8X. Faith. Booba Tuber Puss. We always hear from them during Quizzitch. Are all in the top slots. Well done, everybody. And the next round is all about segments from MuggleCast's past.
Oh, what would the show be without our fun segments like Dueling Club or others? There were actually dozens.
But,
our Wikipedia has taken a large list of them at some point.
And by the way, I think this is the final rounds, right?
This is the final full round. Again, following this round will be a final wager question, which is very exciting. But this will be our 5th and final round overall.
Okay, with an announcement at the end. So let's do it. What was the punchline of Jamie's first British joke in episode 5? Was it, "Don't stop now, you're on a roll"? B, "Potatoes, potatoes"? C, "That's the B-E-E side"? Or D, "I'm a fun guy, F-U-N-G-I"?
All legitimate punchlines, by the way, to Jamie's old jokes.
These are unbelievable. Yes.
I'm surprised you didn't do these in your best British accent.
"Don't stop now, you're on a roll."
Oh, it hurts my heart. I miss him.
The answer was C, "That's the B side." That was a tough one for people. I mean, that's very hard to remember. Only 15% got that right. Most people guessed "I'm a fun guy," F-U-N-G-I. That is one of the most clever punchlines here, so maybe people are just voting for their favorite if they didn't know.
Question 42. Which long-running MuggleCast segment introduced the Umbridge suck count? Was it the Dueling Club? Was it Spy on Sparts? Was it Micah's Fireside Chats? Or was it Chapter by Chapter?
Umbridge. Hopefully a lot of people remember this one.
Suck. It was fairly recent.
Yeah.
The correct answer was Chapter by Chapter. In its newer iteration, when we went back and finished Book 6 and Book 5.
All right. What segment implored hosts to compare real-life absurd scenarios to moments in Harry Potter? Was it Connecting the Threads, No Theory is Safe, Make the Connection, or Crackpot Theory? All really good segments.
Mm-hmm.
Except for No Theory is Safe. That was just kind of our slogan.
Yeah.
So correct answer, Make the Connection. Also had Make the Music Connection, which was a lot of fun.
That was a good one.
Well, speaking of making the connection, which of the following songs was never featured in a Make the Music Connection segment? Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, You and I by Lady Gaga, We Found Love by Rihanna, or Every Time We Touch by Cascada. Which of those songs was never featured in a Make the Music Connection segment? Surprisingly, Every Time We Touch by Cascada, because that was our song of the summer in 2006.
This is a shocking answer for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Jamie loved that song.
Well, we never needed to make the connection or try to make any other connections because all I could think about was Jamie jumping up on down on the bed to this song in the hotel room.
Yes, and we have photos of that. If we look deep in our photo archives, we got a photo of Jamie absolutely rocking out to this song on a couch in Las Vegas during Lumos 2006.
Didn't he do that to the U.S. national anthem too?
Oh yes, that
was like belting that out.
Or "Proud to be an American."
Proud to be an American.
Oh my God!
Like he would cry over that song.
Oh.
You know what? Good for him. Good for him. He loved America. I don't think he's been over here probably since 2007 or. Yeah, that's kind of.
He did come over for every live thing ever in those 2 years though. So that was a lot of flying, a lot of miles.
Yeah.
In episode 472, discussing chapter 35 of Order of the Phoenix, which song did the host play to honor Sirius's death? Was it The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, In the End by Linkin Park, Highway to Hell by AC/DC, or In the Arms of an Angel by Sarah McLachlan? And I learned that this song is actually just called Angel. That's why just Angel is quoted here. when I was typing in this question, I was like, wow, we really should have made it in the end by Linkin Park, because I love some trash grunge rock.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out that is the correct answer. We did run a Linkin Park song.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you
I would have
Yeah.
chosen Highway to Hell
Oh, that's just mean.
Sirius.
No, it's not.
He
He's just
deserves
in
better.
On his
purgatory.
motorbike.
Oh, that's
Okay.
true. Yeah.
We don't play music on the show anymore because we don't want to get sued. I've been sued a couple times in my life. I'd prefer not to have that happen again because of stuff on Hypable, not related to the podcast. But one day they're going to start coming after podcasts playing music, and we'll let other podcasts suffer. We won't be suffering.
Question 46. In preparation for Lumos 2006, which rapid-fire segment was used on the show to get all of our excitement out about the convention? Was it Save Gas Money? Was it the Las Vegas Minute? The Bellagio Whoa? Or Destination Vegas? Yeah. 2 of these were real segments. And the correct answer was Las Vegas Minute. What a great idea this was. The idea was that we just talk as excited as we are about the upcoming Vegas trip for 1 minute each episode leading up to it.
I totally forgot about that. Totally.
Yeah, I don't even remember transcribing that.
It's a deep cut for sure.
Somebody did. I pulled it from the transcripts.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Which segment pitted Harry Potter characters against each other in vigorous debates about who would win in a fight? I may have done this with David Heyman earlier. Was it Ben's debate, Avada Kedavra, Imperial Love Potion, the Dueling Club, or Priori Encanto? Not sure what that means.
It's on Disney Plus.
Good movie. We don't talk about Bruno.
And the correct answer is the Dueling Club.
All right. Thinking about one of our very popular chapter by chapter segments we used to do. Which of the following is not an official 7-word chapter summary during chapter by chapter? Hogwarts is not the most safe space. Aragog causes Harry no issues with Slughorn. Harry heads towards Arthur in peril shakily. Or Umbridge likes pink, but inside she sucks. Are these all real summaries?
These
Except
are
for
all
one.
except for one.
Except for
real
one, yeah.
summaries.
All right. They sound real because we weren't the
Wow.
greatest at this, but the correct answer here is Umbridge likes pink, but inside she sucks.
Well, we each took turns contributing a word, so they're not supposed to be great.
No, they're not, but
The worse it is, the better it is.
It was
Yeah.
really hard to pick bad ones, but we actually had, I think it was Michael and MuggleCast Patreon would post the 7-word summary, and then in the MuggleCast Patrons Facebook group, all of our patrons would give us owl rankings for each one.
that's right.
Oh, I
And we
forgot
usually
about
got
that.
really bad scores.
So from there, I picked the worst ones, and I'll tell you a little secret. This answer, the Umbridge likes pink, but inside she sucks, was actually a 7-word summary, except instead of inside, it was secretly. So they were all
Oh.
7-word summaries, except
So-
I changed this one to not be.
This was
changing
a tricky one.
This was
then.
real tricky. How did we do
Okay.
on that one, Andrew?
This one had the following results.
Hey, most people did get it.
Yes, 39% got
Because it
that
just
right.
sounds too good. That's why.
Yeah.
All the others were like,
My favorites are the ones where we would get to the end of the sentence and we
Just-
didn't have a complete thought, so it just went off. It was like
It
an
didn't-
incomplete
Usually
sentence
ending
fragment.
with hooray.
Yeah. I liked
Didn't we-
that one.
didn't we put a timer on it at some point too?
I think
Yeah.
so.
The whole thing was a timer. It was like a 20-second, 30-second, something like that.
Well, we didn't start that way. It's
No,
because
no,
it
no.
took us so long to get a summary. I think finally we put a timer on it.
Yeah. All right. Which of the following, same type of question, which of the following is not an official 7-word chapter summary during chapter by chapter? Hagrid reveals another giant secret mistake. Grop. That is a good one. Draco is trying out cursed necklaces. Hooray. Dumbledore tells Harry some of the truth. Harry speaks to McGonagall about career opportunities. These are all really good ones, but which of the following is not an official summary? Correct answer. Draco is trying out cursed necklaces. Hooray.
I think this one originally ended in yippee. So I'm not
Yippee!
100%
Oh,
on that.
that's as David said in the chat, that was an Eric ERICK move.
Oh, yeah. Whoever that guy is, he sucks.
Is that like your evil twin, Eric?
Wow. No, but I'm getting some dislikes from Shilaria over on YouTube for that. Sorry. Jel, I'm going to apologize directly to you for my behavior during this Quizzitch Live and nobody else. Okay, let's move on. Question 50, the final question before the wager question. Which fan favorite segment of MuggleCast is experiencing a resurgence? Is it A, chapter by chapter, B, chapter by chapter, C, chapter by chapter, or D, chapter by chapter? Resurgence.
Which
what
one
could that be?
Oh, they're all correct. Yes, so this is today's news. We are very excited to share that we are going to be bringing back chapter by chapter. For the past couple of years, we've been having these one-off discussions on the show. We've been talking about all kinds of things, and it's been so fun and refreshing. But we feel like now's a good time, with Fantastic Beasts maybe winding down and Secrets of Dumbledore behind us. After a couple years of doing all these one-off discussions, it's time to bring back chapter by chapter. We're going to be starting from the very beginning and going in order. That's one of the things that's going to be different about this chapter by chapter. The last series was very patchwork. We were going all over the place. This is going to be in order for everybody. We're going to be introducing new segments, maybe new segments, rotating segments every episode. We've brainstormed a lot of good stuff for people. And we're going to be looking at the series as different people, because we were analyzing these books when we were much younger in some cases.
It's been 16 years since we did that for the first couple of books. So we are definitely older people. And if we've learned one thing from growing up and doing these segments years later, it does change. And we notice totally different stuff.
Yeah. And I'm seeing a lot of great reactions in the chat here, so that makes me happy.
It's worth noting, like, for the record, this is consistently the most requested thing that we do. Specifically, anytime we put out a survey, anytime there's any questions, even just randomly in emails, people are saying, do chapter by chapter, do chapter by chapter. So if our listeners haven't tired of it, who are we to say, no, we're not doing that? I think it'll be a great time.
Yeah, and there's a lot of interest in this type of format for Harry Potter podcasts. We mentioned Google searches earlier. A lot of people come to our site looking for a chapter by chapter podcast, Harry Potter podcast. So I'm really looking forward to going in order for the first time ever.
Same.
Now, the first few books, they're a little less dense and intense, so we're going to be taking a few chapters at a time for those first few books to move a little faster. But yeah, we're really looking forward to this. So we're still going to do a bunch of one-off discussions in the next 2-3 weeks, and then we're going to get started with chapter by chapter again. So very excited to see that people are very excited about this. Good.
I can't wait to do the 7-word summaries for the early books. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I guess we can. We may as well do that segment. I was tempted to just throw all the old segments out, but if we haven't done that for the earlier books, then yeah, maybe that makes sense.
Vernon thinks that cats can't read maps. There you go.
Very
Yippee!
good.
Hooray!
Already.
And John just mentioned do movie commentaries too. I'm sure there will be some weeks where we put a brief pause on chapter by chapter to, let's say, talk about the new video game or some big news. Or maybe we'll just do a Muggle Mail segment one week. But yeah, so that's the big news. Oh, and look at this. 100% of people got this one correct because all 4 answers were
Look
correct.
at the breakdown. I love that.
Oh,
It was Eric's emphasis on A, though. I think that really made people go with that.
Yeah.
Hey.
well,
But-
hopefully that makes up for question 34.
Yeah, sorry everybody about question 34.
But there is one more question.
There is, and this is a fun twist on the traditional Quizzitch live game that we've been playing. This next question, you will be wagering points. You can wager as many points as you want, or there's going to be little no wager, half wager, or full wager. You're going to receive the category, but we're not giving you the question until after you've put in your wager. Okay.
Okay. Well, should
It's
we
like Final
see
Jeopardy.
Should we see the leaderboard first?
Yes,
so people can
good idea.
see how many points they have to wager. So, if I were Sarah James right now, I wouldn't wager more than about 100 points because Lucky Ricochet might yet pull ahead.
Or somebody at the bottom could wager 1,000 points and pull ahead. I mean, truly, this is gonna.
If I'm above 17th place at this point, I'm gonna wager all my points.
Yeah. So the top score here is 3,142. Somebody could say YOLO and bet all 2,000 points if they only air quotes have 2,000 points. Mm-hmm. It's truly anybody's game right now. So I'm gonna go to the next question, and you're gonna see the hints here. I guess, well, people on their gamepad are seeing the hints. The hint is MuggleCast by the numbers. And players currently have 45 seconds to wager points. Think about it.
This is like, you can wager 0, right? If you're not comfortable.
You can wager 0, yes. Okay. But you have to input what you're wagering. I assume it's 0 points by default if you don't hit anything. You will also have 30 seconds to answer this question, so you will have more time to think about it. And here's another key point. This one, you do not have to rush to place your answer. The points do not decrease the more time it takes. And here is the question. If you were to play MuggleCast's entire episode library in succession starting today, on what day would you reach our latest episode? So in other words, how many days would it take to listen to every episode of MuggleCast back to back? The options are August 20th, August 25th, August 30th, or September 6th. If you started playing all episodes right now, back to back to back to back to back, when would you finish?
Oh my God.
I'm a little stressed out.
What a great question.
I calculated it.
Oh, wow.
I downloaded all the episodes. Shout out to the Podcast Archiver app on Mac. It lets you download all episodes in a feed.
Here's my theory. Here's like my at-home math that I'm doing. I'm assuming an average of 80 minutes per episode. This is a number that I picked, right? Multiplying by 573, I'm getting 45,840 minutes. Wow. Dividing by 60, that's 764 hours. Divided by 24 is 31 days. So I'm guessing September 6th, which is 30 days from now.
Micah, Laura, what do you want to guess?
Oh, I'm not good at math. I'm not.
I'll go with Eric's.
I'm not even going to try.
Eric's rationale. I'm going to take C.
Okay. Well, the correct answer.
Well, no, your SAT rationale.
Oh, right. Oh, not my really
C.
good solid math. That can't be. Okay, great.
Well, you should have taken Eric's math because the correct answer is September 6th.
Wow.
30 days, 19 hours is how long our current library is. So I downloaded all the episodes, I popped them into a playlist on iTunes, and then iTunes tells you how long that playlist is. All the episodes have 60-second dynamically inserted ads at the beginning, so I deleted those from the time. I deleted those numbers from the running time, and we got to September 6th. So how did people answer? Well, I showed the wrong thing. How did people answer? 34% of players got that one correct. 45% guessed it was August 30th. This was a tough one. So, were the results shaken up? And Tara comes in first. Look at that big bet. Tara must have bet at least 2,000 points. 5,486 points, followed by Snuffles, 5,214 points. Congrats to a Ravenclaw from the north with 4,568 points. Stella with 4,322. Then we got Dumbledore the Explorer, Ginny the Goat, Bailey, DJ, Jess, Marquis, Sarah, Jenna, Sarah, Chelsea, Pickled Goat, Hogwarts Ginger, and then Beck Star. I'm just looking at some of these wagers here. People bet 2,600, 2,200, 1,900. Big bets to shake up the game. Congrats to everybody for playing. That was fun, right?
That was a lot of stress.
Yeah. Yeah, there were some toughies this round, or really this whole game.
Definitely. And that wager at the end truly shook up the game. So apologies to anybody who shifted out of the top 17 with the wager. But hey, that's how Jeopardy works too. Anything can change. So that is Quizzitch Live, MuggleCast, a history. And happy birthday to the show.
I couldn't think a better way to celebrate our 17th birthday and better people to celebrate it with too. Our listeners
it was really
and each
fun.
other.
Yeah, thank y'all for turning out to celebrate with us.
It was a lot of fun for sure. Special shout out to anybody who supports us via Patreon or supports us by checking out our advertisers, because software like this quiz system takes some money to run, and it's your support has been very helpful in helping us put together these live Quizzitch games.
So Sarah is asking, how do you contact the top 17 people? It's because they put their email in. Is that right?
That is correct. I believe the email field was required. If you feel like you didn't put your email in, feel free to contact us, but it was required as far as I remember. A couple other reminders before we wrap up today. Make sure you're following MuggleCast for free in your favorite podcast app so you never miss an episode, and leave us a review if they allow you to. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media. We are MuggleCast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. No traditional Quizzitch this week because we just did an hour of Quizzitch Live, but Quizzitch will return next week. And we have another OG Harry Potter discussion coming up next week as we approach the return of Chapter by Chapter. Again, very excited to see that. Everybody's excited about that. Any final thoughts today?
I'm stunned. As stunned as I am by how long we've been doing this show, I'm thrilled that we all still enjoy doing it, and equally stunned that people are still listening. So just thank you again to everybody for being there. You're the reason we do it, and we are having a blast continuing to celebrate the books that changed our lives.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of gratitude that goes around. So I'm just thankful for y'all, everyone on this panel, thankful for everyone who turned out today, who's been with us for the last 17 years. And I also want to be sure to give a special shout out to our social media manager, Chloe, who has done an amazing job putting together a social media full week celebration for our 17th birthday. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, definitely head on over to our socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yeah,
to check it out.
That incredible timeline. There's lots of photos. Really good job by Chloe. Thank you. And for organizing that Instagram live that we did, which is also available, like I said at the top of the show, on our Instagram today.
Mm-hmm. I would just echo what's already been said. And then Tara, please keep us posted on the goat. We want to know how he or she is
goat updates.
is doing. We will make regular updates on the show in the coming weeks and months. So
it'd be great if we got to name the goats.
Whiskey, right? But we'll leave it up to Tara.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening. I'm Andrew.
I'm Eric.
Micah.
Yep. I'm Micah.
And I'm Laura.
Bye, everybody. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And rest in peace, so-and-so.
You're going to have to tell us about that.
I'm going to re-record. I'm going to cut that out. No, I'm going to record that intro because, I got completely thrown off. I'm trying to give the rules and I hear that. So anyway, thanks everybody who joined us today. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for playing. We love running these games. And the system we use for the quiz is just so good. I mean,
it's so versatile, but you've really made it your own. Like you've found out kind of how it all works, and it's no two games have been the same.
Yeah, it's fun to throw in a picture there from time to time, or it's very customizable. Crowd purr, very cool tool. Now
that we know we can include photos, we should do more of that in the future.
Yeah, we can do that. All right, so cool. Well, we'll let everybody go. I'll end the broadcast now. Bye, listeners.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, y'all.